The committee will come to order. I want to thank the members for their patience this morning. We're in the process of reorganizing the Democratic caucus, and so I don't know how this is all going to work out, but we're going to get started. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare recess of the committee at any time. This hearing is entitled Boom and Bust: The Need for Bold Investments in Fair and Affordable Housing to Combat Inflation. I now recognize myself for 4 minutes to give an opening statement. Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to say that I'm incredibly proud that this committee has made it a top priority to ensure every family has access to fair and affordable housing across the country. Since becoming chair in 2019, the committee has held 55 hearings on housing, including the first ever full committee hearing on homelessness. However, the opposite side of the aisle have repeatedly complained about our focus on housing while offering no solutions to safely and affordably house families. With Republicans holding the majority next Congress, this will likely be our last hearing on housing affordability for the foreseeable future. But I know the ranking member is a good person, so I hope he will prove me wrong. Unfortunately, our nation's housing crisis is getting worse. Some believe that robust federal investments in fair and affordable housing aren't needed, but that deregulation and the private market alone will solve this crisis. But decades of dismal federal investment in housing have landed us in the current housing crisis, and we cannot expect different outcomes without different interventions. Today, there's no metropolitan area in the country where families can afford a home making minimum wage. A chronic undersupply of housing has led to skyrocketing costs, and today, housing is a primary driver of core inflation. While the Federal Reserve has leaned on interest rate hikes in hopes of curing inflation, including 4 supersized rate hikes this year alone, those hikes do nothing to address the fundamental shortage of affordable housing and, in fact, make it worse. These hikes have made lending more costly, pricing first-time and first-generation home buyers out of the market to record lows by adding to the already high costs of purchasing a home. Housing construction is also slowed due to increased lending costs, exacerbating the existing supply shortage. The Fed cannot address inflation alone. That's why last year, my committee fought to secure over $150 billion in fair and affordable housing investments in the House, which would reduce core inflation by addressing the root cause of our inadequate housing supply. These investments are estimated to create more than 1.4 million affordable homes, help 868,000 families lower their housing costs, and create jobs that will boost local economies. Without these target investments, we will never fully address housing inflation. Instead, we will continue to face a homelessness crisis and skyrocketing rents, and home ownership will move further out of the reach for everyday people, while private equity firms and banks like JP Chase gobble up more and more homes for profit. We need bipartisan support for bold investments to make housing affordable and finally rein in core inflation. With that, I'll yield back, and I now recognize the ranking member of the committee, the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. McHenry, for 4 minutes.
Thank you, Madam